Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations. I have kind of an extra design team project that I wanted to share with you. I'm using Soar by Country Craft Creations. It's a beautiful collection, butterfly themed. It's just gorgeous, and it's an 8x8 pack that I'm using, and I just wanted to share with you a really cute, quick idea that I've actually been having in the works since Valentine's Day, and you can see by the paper that I was playing with. You can make these great little reclosable, or I should say self-closing containers to put like little candy in, little treat, a small gift, whatever. This has been around for a long time. This is not a new thing, but what I did do was I played with the size, because this is a small size and I played with making larger sizes. So that's what we're going to look at today. So again, these are really cute self-closing treat containers, and they can hold quite a little bit. This small one here, the small size is 4 3/4 inch tall, and once you close it up, you know, you have a good little bit of room here, like at least 3 inches to play with, you know, as far as putting candies in, and it's about 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 on the bottom. So that was the paper that I was playing with the original, kind of when I was messing with the sizes and stuff. And then I used a piece of Soar to make this one. So this is the same size. This one, I did just add a little clothespin that I put a little bit of the pattern paper on, and I added a little tag that you could, you know, add as a, you know, embellishment. You can add it as a gift, whatever. And then this is what the little container looks like once it's put together. And then you just pop it open and there's the treats, but you don't even really need a closure because it just closes by itself. It's really cool. So this one I used a corner rounder, and this one I did more of a rounded corner. You can do whatever you want with this. So I wanted to talk to you about how to do the different sizes. And I was going to show you with some models that I have how to do this. And then we're going to make one in a bigger size. So this is the small version. And again, we're using Soar. It's really super easy to make. All you need for this size paper, or this size bag, I should say, is a 5.5 by 6 inch piece of pattern paper or cardstock, whatever you want to use. And they're all, you know, they're scored differently because they're going to be in different sizes, but they're all scored basically in the same kind of way. So I wanted to show you for this one, all you have to do is take your paper with the 5.5 at the top, and you score the 1/2 inch all the way down, and that closes the whole thing. And then what you're left with is 5 inches here. And that will be the width of the top when it's closed, okay? So score it at 3. So you have the 1/2 inch, and then you score it at 3, and then we're going to turn it clockwise, okay? So turn it to the right, and then you're going to end up with the bottom of your bag, your little treat container down at the bottom. So then you're going to score at 1 1/4 inches, okay? Then what you're going to do is turn it again clockwise. So now the bottom is at the top. And I'm showing you this on this paper so that you can actually see how this all goes together. I'm going to make sure, and it's probably really hard because I used a really dark paper, and I apologize for that. I zoomed in a little bit. Hopefully you can see that better. When you have the bottom at the top of your scoreboard now, so the 5.5, and you've got the bottom, your 1/2 inch tab should be on the right hand side, okay? And you should already have a score line down the middle, and right now that score line will line up at 2.5. So you're going to score just to the score line we just made. You're going to score 1 1/4 inches. And then you're going to move over, and you're going to score just to that line that we already scored at 3 3/4, okay? So essentially you're making 1, 2, 3, 4 little squares at the bottom, okay? So if we turn it back around, this is the right orientation. So the first score is going to be the 1/2 inch that closes the bag, and then you're going to score down 3. You're going to turn it. You're going to score it at 1 1/4, and then you're going to turn it again, and you're going to score at 1 1/4 just down to that score line that goes all the way across, and then at 3 3/4 just to that score line, okay? And then once you do that, and then that's how you will cut these things out. So I'm going to show you with this here. So you cut this bottom tab out, and we're going to miter, and then we're going to miter this top here. Okay, so that's the tab that's going to hold the, closes the whole thing together, and then we'll do the bottom. Now the bottom, you're going to cut the scores out. So take a little bit off that side, and then take your scores out the bottom. Just go up to that score line that we did across at 1 1/4, okay? So we're making just basically 4 tabs, and we want them all to be square, okay? And we're cutting the score lines out, so you can see there's a little bit of a gap, okay? Like so. We're just gonna pop that out since this is not pattern paper, okay? Then what you're going to do is, let me grab my mat here. We're going to fold and burnish on that 1/2 inch tab, and then go all the way over and fold down that middle score that we did at 3 inches, okay? All right, and that'll close like so, okay? So the 1/2 inch tab will be on the inside, okay? Then we'll fold up our bottom pieces. Not very straight with my folding, am I? Okay. Let me get those straight. You want those straight as possible so that your bottom is nice and square, okay? Okay, so then once you've done that, you'll have a piece that looks like this, okay? So glue the tab down. And fold that over and close that. Okay. Once your glue, give it a second, make sure it dries. I'm using art glitter glue, so it dries fairly quickly, okay? But you should have a tube that looks like so, okay? Then what you're gonna do is, you have the bottom here. You're gonna kind of pinch it at the scores so that it opens up and makes that square. And then you're just simply going to put your pieces down, and then that makes the bottom of your little gift bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on that, and then fold that tab down, a little bit of glue, fold that down, a little bit of glue, fold that down, and then I'm going to use one of my tools here. This is 4 dowels wrapped in fabric tape. And then I put a furniture felt pad on the end of it. And then that way I can get inside and burnish that down so that the glue will set. Okay. So then that is the square bottom of your little container. And then you just boop, and it's closed. So you can corner around, do whatever you want, do a decorative edge on that, but that is the small size. That's exactly how you make it, okay? So what I wanted to do after I did that was figure out bigger sizes. So I did. And I'm going to make one with pattern paper with you out of a 7.5 by 8. We're going to score kind of the same way. You're still going to have a 1/2 inch tab here. You're still going to have to score so that these 2 pieces here are scored in half, and then you're going to turn and score again all the way across to create the bottom, and then you're going to turn again. So let me give you the measurements for this. This is the next bigger size, and this is the one I'm going to show you with pattern paper. 7.5 by 8. This is going to give you a pouch that is 6 1/4 tall, and it's going to have a bottom that is 1 3/4 inch squared. Okay. So again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to score down at half, and then you're going to score at 4. Okay, different measurements, but the same style of scoring. Turn it clockwise, score at 1 3/4. Turn it clockwise, and then we're going to score at 1 3/4, and then 5 1/4. Okay, and that'll give you the 4 squares for the bottom. Okay, so let's grab the pattern paper. Let's do it with the pattern paper in real time here. So we have to decide which side you want on the outside. So I'm going to use this on the outside, so that's where I want to score it. So I'm going to score at 1/2. Whoops. 1/2. I'll put this here so you can see that. We're going to score at 4. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it clockwise. And I'm going to score at 1 3/4. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it again clockwise. I'm going to score at 1 3/4, and I'm only going to go to that score line here. And it's hard to see, and I'm actually kind of feeling it with my fingers so that I know how far to go. So 1 3/4 just down to that score line. And then I'm going to move over. I've already got a score line in the middle, so I don't need to redo that. But I'm going to go to 5 1/4 and score that. Okay. Then what you're going to do is the same kind of cuts. So you're going to cut that score line out of that bottom 1/2 inch. We're going to miter. Miter all the way would be good. And then I'm going to miter the top. Okay, so you should have that. That's that 1/2 inch tab. And then we're going to cut the scores out up the side, or up the, not the side, the bottom, up the bottom. We're just going to cut those scores out. It just makes it fit better. And then you'll notice that I'm not pulling them out, because I'll fold them and cut these since this is my real pattern paper here. Okay, so I'm just cutting up to that score line. I'm going to cut the scores out. So you're going to take out, you know, just a wee little sliver. Trying to hold it so I can see it, because it's hard to see with this pattern paper. Okay, so then you can fold the bottom. Okay, and then you see our little pieces that we need to kind of lop off there. Okay, so then I'll go back through and then I'll just trim those off real nice. Okay. All right, so you can see the little pieces I took out. All right, then we'll fold and burnish the last 2 scores. Okay. All right, and then the same process. We're going to put glue on that 1/2 inch tab. This would be a cute way to do gifts, little, you know, small gifts. Candy, Valentine's Day, I was thinking, you know, little gifts, jewelry for mom on Mother's Day, Halloween, candy containers. That would be really super cute, don't you think? All kinds of different ideas for this, okay? So then I've got it closed, and then I'm going to turn it with the bottom, and I'm going to do that, and then we've got our tabs, okay? So again, I'm just going to do the glue. Put that down, more glue. Put that down, more glue. Nice and square bottom, which is perfect. And then I'm going to push it down. And I do have one of those tools that is longer. I used 12-inch dowels on this one so that I can do longer tubes. And And like I said, they're only dowels. This one used 9 dowels because they were small. I just wrapped them with fabric tape. Okay, and then you're done. This one here, I thought maybe I'll use my new favorite little corner rounder that does the decorative edge. Pretty. And then, you know, like I said, you don't need to do anything as far as closing it. I mean, because it just closes by itself. But you can use, like I did on this one, you can use clothespin. There's a bulldog clip with a little tassel on it. You can tuck a little, you know, gift tag or something like that underneath there. You could punch a hole, tie ribbon through it. I mean, just the possibilities are endless with that one. So that's the next biggest size, okay? So this one, again, is from the bottom, when the bottom's folded, it is 6 1/4 inch tall. This one here is 4 3/4 inch. Okay, so then the last size, and I'm not going to show you how to put that one together, but I will give you all the measurements here, is the biggest size that I did figure out. And you could go bigger. You could use a 12 by 12 or a 12-inch piece of paper, but I stopped at 10. So this is 9 1/2 by 10. 9 1/2 across, 10 tall. It'll give you a 7 3/4 inch box. So you can see how much bigger it will be compared to that last size that I just made. Okay. Again, 9 1/2 at the top, score at 1/2 because you need that tab. Okay. So 1/2 all the way down. Then you score at 5. Okay. Then you turn it. And this one, we're going to score the bottom at 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Then we're going to turn it again. So now we have the bottom at the top. Here's our score line we just did. We're going to score at 2 1/4 and 6 3/4. Okay. And then the same thing. You're going to cut this corner out, miter this, and then cut out the slivers on the squares and do the same process, and that'll just give you a bigger box. So again, you can see how much bigger this one would be with 9 1/2 by 10 inch paper versus this one, which is 7 1/2 by 8. Okay. And then this one here, the smallest size, 5 1/2 by 6. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you today using Soar, and I think this is a really cute little paper collection, and it would be really pretty to put, you know, little presents in. You could, the bigger size would hold like a little bottle of lotion or something like that. You could put quite a bit in there. Some candies. This would be a really nice gift for anybody, any occasion. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and I will be back with other tutorials soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye.